human being that can say fuori. Yeah, bravo.
So now I've said that, I want to go back because the last time I met you was when you came to London to do a special preview of The Art of Joy, and we talked about your relationship with this person, with this woman, with this character, and I wonder if you could tell the audience, because it's an extraordinary story about how you met her and this sort of odyssey of your relationship with her and her work. So can you tell us about how you met?
Yes, it's actually, it is a little odyssey in the best sense of this word. I don't want to be tedious because it's very important for me personally. It's an intimate story in a way, but it is somehow, it gives some kind of sense. Sometimes things that happen in life give you a sense of that it's not just chaos, you know. They give you a sense of like destiny or whatever, and this is one of them for me. And sorry, but do we have to talk like that?
No, we don't. People can hear you. They pick up from a long way.
Can you?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
People are telling you to do this, but you don't need to.
You do too.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. So, I met Goliarda Sapienza when I was 18. I had just started a year before. I started at 16 to being an actress, and eventually this great role comes to my how do you say it? Comes to me. This great role comes to me, and it's a
Place at your feet.
yes, very very beautiful role, beautiful movie, and it's. The director of this movie is called Citto Maselli, Francesco called Citto, who at the time he was a very revered, very respected auteur in Italy, very political, very left wing, part of the Communist Party, and very, as I said, he was like a revered somehow, and very talented, by the way, a bit ideological, as you know, as he was son of his times, you know, and he was very ideological in a way, but very talented man. Anyway, he took his very young actress of 18 to his ex-wife to learn to speak. I had a stronger Neapolitan accent at the time because I'm from Naples, which is from the south of Italy, and I had a stronger Neapolitan accent, and I had to play a girl from Rome, from the banlieue of Rome, from the, come si dice, la periferia,
the
suburbs of Rome, with a Roman accent. So he took me to his ex-wife, who was Goliarda Sapienza. So this lady, who at the time seemed to me very old, but she was younger than me right now. So, but she was also kind of weathered. She must have been 55 at the time, maybe. But you know, so he took me to her house, and I started seeing her 3 times a week for 2 months. He took me to his wife because she was actually coaching actors at the time, and also she was always broke. She never had a dime. So he helped her, instead of lending her money.
He got her jobs.
He got her jobs. And so I really did meet her. I wish I had met her later in life when I became, of course, more aware and more curious of older people, because I was 18 and she was, you know, as I said, to me she was a much older lady, but I did meet her, and she was with me. She was much more curious of me than I was of her, because she was a very curious person and very enchanted by everything she saw, very open, and at times very furious and very she would change, moody, but on the whole, somebody who was totally accepting the other right away as somebody to understand, was very, very, and so she knew everything about me. She asked me things. Anyway, we really met each other. And then I went on, I did the movie. The movie became a very important thing for my career, for all kind of reasons. But anyway, then, I never saw her again, nothing. And then she died, 10 years later, maybe, in 96. This was 85. And I think she died in 96. And then, a few years later, her book, that was never published while she was alive, came out. And it was, in a way, had an overwhelming reaction, even if it, in a cult way, not in the big market, but first in Germany, then in France, and then eventually in Italy. It became this very, very thought out book, because it is actually a very wonderful piece of work. But anyway, it came out, and then years later, in 2006, it came out in 2004, and I read it in 2006 or 8, and then eventually in 2018 or 19, I was looking for my next movie as a director. I had just finished my second movie as a director, and I was looking to understand if I was going to do a story, how do you say, adapt a book, or come up with some idea, if I had any. I didn't, actually.
And it's when you're producing.
One of those moments, like right now. Right now, like moments when I can get an idea even if I pay gold. Like I have a lot of ideas, but nothing that interests me. You know what I'm saying? And so anyway, so this book came by, and my producer, who has produced my other movies as a director, she loves this book, and she got the rights to this book, which is The Art of Joy. And eventually I ended up adapting this book, and I made it into a mini-series of 6 hours called The Art of Joy, which actually is, so you don't have excuses.
No.
It is on Sky, on Sky in England here.
Yeah. And it's fantastic. If you haven't seen it, watch it.
Thank you. With English subtitles.
Yeah, but it's there.